We have with us our next caller, James Robertson, the MP for St. Thomas Western. Good morning, Mr. Robertson.
Morning, sir. How are you?
I'm alive and well, and I still have a roof and the windows.
Well, I can say the same, and I can only tell you that our heart goes out to the west and what's happening down there.
Mm-hmm.
We have suffered losses in the east, but nothing compares to what's happening in the west at this time.
Yes, yes.
But let me say this to you. On Thursday, I got some calls from individuals in the hills, the Blue Mountain Hills, indicating, and they were sending pictures, satellite systems, Starlink, showing me where an individual, a man, was stuck trying to cross the Mojave Vale River.
Mm-hmm.
He was injured, sitting in the middle of the river with equipment above him shifting the water. So if anything took place, his life would be lost. He would have made 29. We're at 28. I tried to find a private helicopter service. None were available. I called the Prime Minister and I spoke. He answered the phone on the first ring. He was available Thursday. And I told him what was happening. I actually shared a lot of that information with your station and others from Thursday. The Prime Minister was able to make changes and send a JDF helicopter. The man was picked up within 35 minutes of the first call and transported to safety. His wife, who was stuck on the other side of the river, I understand she was also picked up. So the helicopter made 2 trips Thursday up into the hills of St. Thomas and definitely saved his life.
Yes.
He's from Penline.
Yes.
I sent a WhatsApp message to the Prime Minister indicating that had taken place and all was well. I didn't even say thank you to him. I moved on. I went to Penline on Sunday, which is the first occasion that I could reach Penline. I went there with the mayor, who is also the councillor. After spending the whole day getting to Penline and up into the hills, because those individuals have been marooned for almost 7 days. Because although the hurricane hit Tuesday, Wednesday, they have not been able to cross it for days before that because the heavy rains had already made a lot of things impossible. When I got into Kingston Sunday after last night, I am seeing on social media individuals indicating that the Prime Minister had denied helicopter services to the leader of the opposition. I said to myself, what a cruel attack on the Prime Minister. I usually don't feel sorry for anybody going through the political attack because that's what you're there for. You're to weather it in silence in most cases, as I do. I called him and I said, are you aware of this? He says, James, it's just life. I am not focused on that. I said, well, I am going to deal with it. I saw Mark Golding Saturday in Black River at approximately 10:30. He was servicing the people as leader of the opposition, seeing the damage in Black River. He and I spoke, had a good conversation. I saw no sign of him suffering for lack of a helicopter ride to Black River. He had no complaints. Everybody was doing their best. What I'm trying to say is that the people have to understand the election is over. The time for ill will to create negative and divide. There is my understanding is that where it has been possible, Mark Golding, the leader of the opposition, has had access to helicopter rides. So for people to be making much of something like that, I find unfortunate. And these things we must stop. The election is over. We are going to be struggling to fix this country. It is going to take a lot of time and a lot of effort. And the negativity...
You know, Mr. Robertson, some people have not accepted that they lost on September 3, and they are pretending to be winners. 2, in an emergency such as the one we are confronted with, when all of us, including members of the opposition and their supporters, agree the immediate priority is to get relief in terms of food, water, shelter to those who are having the sky as their roof. No water, no food. If there is a helicopter, we know we have a shortage of helicopter seats. The priority can't be for the leader of the opposition to go and tour. No, the priority has got to be getting those seats to be used, those helicopters to deliver relief, immediate relief to the people of Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, Hanover, St. James, Trelawney, Hanover, who need the help immediately, not for a seat for the opposition leader to go on tour. That cannot be the immediate priority.
But he needs to come out and stop this sort of behavior because it is people supportive of him.
Well, you know, Mr.
He needs to come out and speak.
Mr.
Because I never saw a complaint and I have to defend him.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to come out and say, this is not the case. The helicopters were made available to me on an occasion or two. When it was not, I used private helicopter services. And when I could not use a helicopter service, I got up in the morning like everybody else and drove and did my best. I can tell you, I saw no negative from him in Black River. He and I spoke, no complaints. He was in good spirits, carrying out his responsibility. He needs to lead and stop this sort of behavior that's taking place within his party.
You know, Mr. Robertson, it is one of the nasty side of the Jamaican political reality today that some of us can't put aside the politics for Lady J.A. Yeah, I see the lies being told, on social media about the relief effort. And I've said it and I'm going to repeat it here. There are some in the politics, in the PNP, mostly at fault, who have normalized lying online as a tool of political organization. Yeah, they have people, who are paid to deliberately lie. And
Well,
that's where we are in the politics.
And Ugly is not selling.
Oh.
Ugly does not sell, so
Yes.
maybe they will understand that and they may change their tactics, their game, but Jamaica has to come front. I want to close by telling you this one. I saw a young female doctor finish a full shift, and a shift for them is not 8 hours, it's not 12, sometimes it's 24. Come in and leave Kingston for Savlamar Sunday morning at 4 o'clock. She drove to Savlamar, went into the Savlamar hospital that does not exist, especially into the female ward that does not exist. She worked there a full 12 hours and came back to Kingston. And I noticed and watched how she did it. And there are a lot of young Jamaicans under 30 who are behaving and performing at that level. I said to myself, we all need to take an example from some of the sacrifice that some individuals are
She
making.
drove herself, Mr. Robertson,
No,
after a
she didn't drive.
24-hour shift?
She didn't drive herself.
Oh,
Another colleague
Oh,
drove her down because
I'm relieved
she
to
was
hear
allowed
that.
to sleep.
Yes, I'm relieved to hear
Another
that.
colleague gave her satellite Starlink coverage
Yeah.
and small generators so she could operate and give service to Savlamar.
That is the kind of service required
About
of all
3
of
or
us now.
4 of them did that.
Yes.
And I can tell you, there's a lot of examples of that taking
Very
place.
well. Thank you very much for your contribution this morning, Mr. Robertson.
Thank you.
Good.